Hello and welcome to this course. And in this course, we are going to build a full stack MERN projects using MERN stack. And these websites will have front end part, back end part. We will work with database, and obviously we will have a strong dashboard where there are three types of dashboard. One is for general users who would like to purchase courses from here. Then another is for instructor. If you are instructor, you can upload course like this and can obviously get paid. Then the third option is then there will be admin dashboard where you can approve instructors, you can approve courses, and obviously you can do lots of things. So we'll cover everything from the basics. You don't need to have a strong background on React.js, and obviously you don't have to a background of backends. I will obviously show you by using a step process, so you don't have any prerequisite for this course. Actually, if you have basic understanding of React.js, then you can just purchase this course, and obviously this will be a great journey with me where you will learn a lot of things. Okay, so at the beginning let me show the user dashboard actually and user interface for this website. So you can see this is a banner of the websites, and if you just drag, then you can see another banners. So this is hero sections, and at the top you can see actually the navbar, and here is a toggle button where you can just toggle between dark mode and light mode. If you click here, you can see this is now dark mode, and your dark websites will see look like this. And then if you toggle again, then it will be light mode. You can see we will implement it very easily. And then there another option is that here we have the home page, and in the home page after the banner you can see after the hero sections we'll have a gallery, and here is a very simple grid actually. And there we will have popular classes. All the popular classes will be here. You can just select any of these classes from here. You can see when you hover, you can just get this type of effect. We will just show you the inside things within a later, but you can see there's a awesome cards here. Then we will have amazing teasers, so you can just show instructor details here. Then here is the simple statics, then a email sections is here, and then a simple footer. But the most interesting thing is that if you want to access the instructor, you can see you can all instructor list will be appear here. You can just see or any of this instructor profile from here. And then the most important thing is that the class. So here you can see some of the class are listed, and this class has a view options, and this is the select options. You can see the details. So cover image and instructor details available sheet. Then there is the thing, the price is here, and if you click the view options, then you can see the course details is here. You can see the course title. Then here course details is actually here. Then you can see a enroll button, and all of the course details will create in this sections. And if you want to enroll, then you can hit this enroll button. Then it will say you have firstly log into this accounts. Without having an account you cannot access it. So to log in this accounts, you must have an account. So if you don't have, you can just continue with Google. Then you can see lots of options. You can easily log in using your Google accounts, or if you want, then you can just simply let me refresh it. Then you can just sign up using a manual process. So here let me show you how it will work. For example, here you have to define your name. For example, let me define a name. The name will be maybe Emma, and then here let me define a email for this. So maybe that would be emma@gmail.com. Then here you will have to define a password. This password will be at least 6 character, and you must match with this. So let me define the same thing, Emma, and let me just copy this. So Emma w12345 so this is a simple login. Let me provide it, and here I'm just providing a wrong password. So then here you can have a to provide a phone number. So let me define a phone number. I'm just typing randomly, and here you can just provide a user email, user photo, and then you can choose the gender and address. Maybe it's from West Bengal, okay, something like this. And if you hit this register, then you can see the password is not matched. If this password and this password is not the same, then you will get the warning. So let me just choose the correct password for this. Okay, so I'm just choosing the correct password, and if I get hit this started register button, then you can see a profile is created. You can see the image that we provide the link. Here is the thing, and here right now there is another thing is added. You can see there is a dashboard and logout button. So right now if you go to the dashboard, then you can see some tooltip is here. You can just access your enroll class. Right now there is no enroll class. If you select any of this, then you can see it here. You can see the payment history is here. You can apply for instructor by here. If you just define a message here and submit, then the website admin can define you are in instructor on this platform, and you can upload course. We will show that a little bit later, but before that let me just try to purchase a course from here. So here we'll go to the course sections, and you can see right now the available seat is 120. Okay, and the price is here. If you just hit this select or either view, then hit this enroll, then you can see bad request. So why this is bad request? Okay, select successfully. And right now if you go to dashboard, then if you just hit this my select, then you can see you selected this course. If you select another course, so let me select it another course for now. So I am selecting maybe this course. So select here, you can easily select here. So okay, it's still loading. Okay, let me try again. Okay, successful. And now if you go back to the dashboard and go to the my selected, then you can see we will have two course is listed. Then you can easily delete any of these from here, or you can simply pay individually, or you can just proceed the checkout. So let me proceed the checkout, and here it's simple card UI from the Stripe, and we will implement Stripe here. So that's why let me define Stripe test card for now, and here we will just test the payments using this card, any of this card. Here many card listed. Let me choose the first one, and if you just provide the card details, and here you can provide a future date, maybe 25 or something. Let me provide a CVC, and here if you just provide wrong zip code and try to pay, it will say postal code incorrect. If you just provide everything correctly, then let me just provide everything correctly, and right now if you hit this pay, then you can see the payment successful, and now you can access the class. So after doing this, if you go to my enroll, then you can see the courses is here and you can access this. But what if you want to apply for instructor? So here let me just apply for instructor. So let me, I would like to be an instructor. Okay, and then if you just hit this submit, then it will obviously submit. So how you can understand, actually you will have to log in as an admin. So let me just log out and let me try to log in as an admin. I am already an admin. I will show you how you can just make you admin. So let me just going to log in to the admin dashboards, and here I am now on admin. So you can see the total statics of the admin dashboard. So let me show you the overview of admin. So by default you can see the total member, total approved class, so and then instructor and pending. So right now let me go to the yoga master, sorry, our website's link. So let me go there a little bit, and here we'll have to go to the root directory. And right now if you go to access the course, here we have only 6 course. And write me okay, let me just here you can see manage users. You can manage any of users, and you can manage classes. So if you have any pending classes, you can approve it. So right now here we will have to check the application. So the application is not there, but you can just let me manage a user. So the last users is here actually. So this is Emma, and these users will make it an actually instructor. So here everything is fine. So let me make it instructor and update this. Okay, if you do this right now, if you back to the let me log out and log into the account. So here we will have to go to login, and then let me define emma@gmail.com, and here is the password. Let me log into the accounts, and if I sign on, then you can obviously see, you can see the another option. This is, you can now add classes. Previously you can just only purchase the classes, but right now you will have an option to add classes. So how you can add classes? So let me define a test class here. So test class 1, then you can upload a image for that. Maybe we can just let me define a yoga image. So something like this, we can choose it from we can just choose it from any website. So let me choose this splash, and here you can choose any of this image. So let me choose maybe this image. Let me copy the image URL. Oh, okay, let me download it, and here this is downloaded, and you can just actually upload it. So I just uploaded it, and here available seat you can define maybe 25. Then you can just define the prices. Maybe it would be 80 $90, and here you can provide a YouTube link, and you can just provide details. Maybe let me define details is test class 1. You can add more details here, and then you can simply add it. So if you submit your classes, wait, it's actually submitting. So submit successfully. After submitting successfully, then you can just access my classes. You can see the status. Actually this status is actually painting right now. When admin approved, then it will be just obviously shown there. Okay, so again what you have to do, you have to log out. Let me log out from here, and let me log in again as an let me log in again as an admin, so that I can approve that. So let me log in to my accounts, and then dashboard, then manage classes. So right now if you go to the second page, you can see the on test classes is required to approved. So you can see it right now, the status is pending. And if you just define, if you want to send a feedback, you can obviously do that. You can just define a reasons why you reject, or you can approve it simply clicking here. If you click here and refresh it, let me go back again, then second page, and it's now approved. If you have this approval, then if you go to the course sections, actually sorry, classes sections, you can see the test is approved. Now anyone can purchase. So the admin obviously not can be purchase. So if you are a user, you can just purchase. So let me show you. Let me just should okay actually we don't have to show it, we have already did. But if you want to just view details, you can see, obviously you can just see all the course details is here. And you can change the text. Actually for due to making this tutorial, I don't uploaded the titles, but you can do the upload. You can just make some adjustment here, but I will show exactly the what you have to do to build this type of websites and get paid from online. And this is a very simple websites, but here you can see now we'll have two instructors and lot of stuff. We will work obviously lot of thing in this course actually. So I hope you can enjoy this tutorial, and obviously so if you like this, obviously I will try to provide best services, and this course will be free for on YouTube. But if you want to just get my support and if you want to get the source code, you must have to enroll my courses. And this is the prerequisite for this. Actually, I don't have option to provide it for free. Actually, I have lot of works on these projects, so obviously you will understand actually. So hope you will get the content on YouTube for free. But if you want to get better conversation with me and the source code, you obviously paid it uh, for me. Okay, thank you today. Now we have to get started. We have to create our project. So before that, let me show you one thing. If you scroll a little bit, then you can see this is popular classes sections, and in these sections we'll have some data, and this data from the backend, and here we'll have amazing t-shirts, and these details is from obviously backend. So if you go classes page, then you can see all of these classes data from coming from the backends. Let me show you. So if we go yoga master, and then this is our server running. I will obviously show you how you can create your own server and host it, so don't worry, I will start from the beginning. And if you go to the classes route, then you can see all of these classes data is here, and we are rendering and showing it on our website. So for these websites, actually I will start backend part first, then move to the front end, because we need this data from the backends. And obviously we'll start from the beginning, so you don't need to be worried about it, how you can set up your backend data and other stuff. So let's get started. But before that, what you have to do, you have to check if your machine is capable, uh, if your machine have Node.js or other things. So let me just search here. So you will open your terminal and type node dash b. So this will be node version. It will check if this machine has node installed. So you can see the node version is 20.11.1. so right now node version, this is the node versions. And if you don't have node installed, then you can just search node.js, and then you can install. Obviously I think you have already set up this node.js. If you don't have, just download it and set up. It's very simple. And then you have to check another one, that is git. So if you search git download, then you will get the official websites. You will have to download also this git. You can also check it by this command actually. So you can just type git dash b, that will check the version of the git. And you can see the git version is this. If you have this two version installed, to software install, then you can just go. Okay, so what we will do at the beginning, we will have to create a folder. Let me create a folder here. You can just create folder anywhere. And for this, actually I'm renaming it as a yoga master. You can just name it anything, okay, based on your projects. And I'm just creating this folder, and now we will have to open this folder on VS Code. I will use this code editor. So I am just opening VS Code, and what you have to do, you have to drag this folder and paste it here. If you paste it here, so look, paste it here, and then you can see yoga master uh, is here. That means this folder is open, and this folder is right now don't have any file and folder, so that's why it's empty. You can also if you want to open this folder by this, you can obviously go to open folder and choose your folder if you want. Okay, so my favorite thing is that I just love to drag and drop. So if you drag and paste it here, then your folder will open on VS Code. Okay, so at the beginning we will have to create two folder. Okay, so here you can see this panel, and this is empty now. So if you click here, you can see a border is created there, and at the top you can see this is file. If you need any file, you can click here, and if you need any folder, then you can just click here. This is for refresh, and this is for clubs. Okay, so we need two folder. One is for front end and one is for backend. So let me create two folder. Here I'm clicking here, and then at first let me define front end and press enter. So inside this front end folder, we will develop our front end part, and right now we will have to click on this blank space, and then we will have to create another folder that is for server or backends. So let me define backend, and in this backend actually we will have backend code. So at the beginning we'll develop our backends, and here you don't need to worry about. I will show you from the basics. So what we will do, we'll go to our Chrome browsers, and here we'll search Express.js. So to build Node.js backend, you have to use Express.js, and here you can see this is expressjs.com, the official website, and we'll go to these websites. And here what why I'm coming here, actually by using Express website, then you will get step-by-step guidance how you can just build your fast server. Okay, so from these websites you can see get started. If you click here, then at the beginning you can see this is installations, and at first it says mkdir, then name my app. Actually we don't have to comment this, actually we already did it here. Actually we have created a folder. mkdir means this will create a folder for you, and then as we have already created our folder, then we will follow the next step, that is we'll have to go to cd, that means change directory, and then folder name. Okay, let's command it. So you have to open the terminal, you can drag it from here, or you will have access this terminal from here. Actually if you click here, then the terminal will open, and the shortcut is Control Shift and caret sign from the keyboard. Okay, so let me drag it for now, and at the beginning I'm using a git bash terminal, so that's why it's showing something like this. You can change your terminal if you want, but I think git bash is okay for here. And you can see there are many terminal, and you can toggle by clicking here. Okay, so at the beginning what you have to do, you have to go inside this backend folder. Right now we're on the parent folder, that is yoga master, this is the folder name. So we'll go inside the backend, so that's why the command is cd and then the folder name. Okay, here if you type cd, click here, then type cd, and if you press tab, then you can see this suggesting the two folder. And here as we are going to go to the backends, we'll type b and then press tab, then it will suggest would you like to go to backend. So yes, you have to just press enter. Right now if you do this, then you can see, so this is our parent folder, and inside this folder we'll have backend folder. So we are correctly inside this folder. If you do any command, this will be working on this folder actually. Okay, so the second step, we have to initialize git init. We will have to command this, we will copy this command, and here we'll have to paste it. So if you just paste it, then it will ask you some questions, but if you want to ignore that, you can simply define a dash y, that means you are agree with some questions, actually questionnaires. Okay, I would like to define dash y here and press enter. You can see it will create a package.json file here. So you can see a package.json file is created, and this file contains all of this data. Okay, so let me open this folder, and here you can see at the beginning it says the name. This is actually the project name that we have, the folder name. You can just edit it if you want. So you can just define its yoga master server or something like this. Then here you can see this is descriptions, you can add author name or other system, but right now it's okay. So then the third option is we'll have to create a new file, that is entry point. This is actually index.js. If you check this, then you can see the main is index.js. That means in this backend folder we'll have a index.js file, and that is the entry point to the Node.js app. Okay, so that's why what we will do, we'll have to create a index.js file, that will be our entry point. So let me create a file, and we'll have to choose this backend folder, and then we will create a new file, that is index.js. So this is the, I'll write all our code here actually in this index.js file. Then if you have created this, then the next option is you have to install Express. So let me copy this command, and here make sure you are on the backend path, and then you will have to paste it here. So we are going to install Express.js inside this project. So that's why we will have to press enter from here. Okay, so if you do this, then you can see we will have a package log.json file and package.json file. If you check the package.json file, then you can see on the dependency another thing is added. This is dependency, and we're using Express. So all the packages you installed will be included either in dependency or dev dependency. Okay, so that's fine. And now the next point is that you will have to go to the next option. So we have already command that, we don't need to do it again. Okay, then hit this next, and here you will find some code. You can see we will have some code, and you can easily copy it and paste it. If you just copy paste it, then your server will be okay so to run. But let me copy this first. Okay, and paste it here actually in this index.js file. Let me explain it a little bit. At the first line here on this line, actually it's defining we are importing Express from Express package. Okay, so requirements it's import. Okay, we're importing Express from Express.js, and then here we're calling these Express functions. Actually you can see we're calling it here, that means it's a function and we're calling it here. Then we'll have a port. This server will run on this port. If you run the server, that will be on this port. And then here we'll have a get. So get means you can just call any API by this way. Here it's a get call. We are just getting class, so that from the database we are getting all the classes. Here actually it's the similar thing. Get means you are getting data from anywhere. Okay, we'll explain it a little bit later. And here on the res.send we'll define a string that is hello world. Then here we are defining app.listen. That means what we'll do after getting this data, it will just print a console log here. So that is defining a port. Okay, so for this, how you can run this actually? To run this here, you can see this is the command node app.js, but here actually we don't have app.js, we have index.js. So that's why to run this server, what we will have to do here, let me do it. We'll define node, and then the entry point is index.js. So if you just press enter, then you can see example app and listening on this port. So this console log is printing here actually. And if you go to the browsers and define localhost and the port, you can see the port is actually 3000. So if you define this port 3000 and then press enter, then you can see hello world. If you change anything here, so instead of hello world, I just define hello developers, and again you have to run this command node index.js. After the node you have to define the file name and then press enter. Then again example app running on this port, and if you refresh, then you can see hello developers. Let me zoom it so you can see this actually. So this is our basic server. By this way you can set up your server very simply, and it's actually not a complex task. Okay, our server is running, and you can see here is the server. Okay, but every time when you write edit or editing anything, you have to run this command, but it's not actually the best way. So that's why what we will do, we will install another package that would be nodemon. So from here you can search nodemon package, or if you just define nodemon install, search it, and here actually if you just check this nodemon and then click here, so it's a npm package, we have to install this. So that's why we're copying this in npm I, that means install, and then nodemon. Okay, we'll have to run this command. Okay, here So how you close this? Actually, look here, you cannot if you type something, it will actually not work. So how you will fix it? You have to press Ctrl C to terminate this. Okay, press Ctrl C, and then you can see this is terminate, and here is the options. You can just write your command again, or you can just open another terminal from here if you would like to do. Okay, so let me paste it here. Npm I means install, and we are now going to install Nodemon. So let me show you how actually Nodemon help you. So if you press enter, then Nodemon is installing. Okay, so how you make sure this is installed properly? If you check the package.json, you can see Nodemon installed successfully. So if you have this, then you have to do another thing. You have to write a script here. So the script is the thing that when you just define a start command, then we will define here Nodemon index .js. By typing npm start, this script will run and our server will run always. Okay, it will not stop. Okay, so let me just try again. Here we will define npm, then this script actually nodemon index.js, that is actually a start script, so that's why we will type start. And if you press enter, then the same thing actually you can see example app is running on port here. And if you check here, actually refresh it, you can see it's still available. If you type anything on this index.js file, let me hello developer 2025, then if you just refresh it, then you can see it's automatically work. We don't have to command node index.js every time. It's actually always running. You can see the first time it's run is here, then when we edit it's actually run it here. Okay, so every time our server keep running, we don't have to manually run it every time. So that is the basic stuff we did here. But here, what if you try to access to another port, for example the another server is running on this port, then you are trying to just define it. For example, let me okay, right now don't have to show you, but here if another port is running on this, but you are trying to run this app on this port, actually that will not work. So that's why how you can fix it actually. So we can just define an optional port, so that if any existing port is just not available, it will try to define another port. Okay, so we'll just remove this, and then here we'll define process dot env. Then here we'll have to define port, and this port will have an optional port. It will try to just get another port. If not available, then we can just do it another port. You can just define any numbers here, 5000s, 3000s, or any number. So if this 3000 port available, it will run this server on this port. Otherwise it will do with another external port. Okay, so that's it. You can either define 3000 or 5000. My choice is 5000 right now. So if you now try to go to this reach to this 3000s, it's actually not working. You can see right now it's actually not working. But what if you want to run on localhost 5000s and press enter, then you can see hello developers 2025. You can just define any number if you want, then this way you can customize your port. Okay, so that's it, the basic thing of Express.js. Now what you have to do, if I have to install MongoDB for this backend projects, we will use MongoDB. So let me close all of this stuff, and we don't need to define Express right now. We can close it, and this time we will set up our database. So that's why we'll search MongoDB. Okay, search it, and from here you can see this is mongodb.com, and then you have to sign in, or you can just click this try free, or here you can see start free. So this is actually you can use it free for learning. Okay, let me click here or here. You can just click any of here. So let me click here, then wait, so it's loading. Right now this is the option. You can just sign up by using your name, first name, last name, then your company, then your email accounts, and then passwords. Then if you agree, then you can just join free. But if you are using your Google accounts, you can simply sign up. Okay, so I would like to use Google accounts, so that's why from here I will click this, or you can just manually do that stuff. It's not mandatory to keep it manually. I am just going to sign up with Google, so I'm clicking here. Then you can choose any of these accounts, any of your Google accounts. So I have already many projects set up on these actually, and I'm going to do that again. Or okay, so I am choosing these accounts. I have already did many times. Here actually you will see how many projects I already set up to there. So this is actually the landing page, and by default you won't be on this place actually. It's actually another project set up there, and you can see all of this project is set up, but it's actually not working for you. We will just start from the beginning. What you have to do when you are on this page actually, you will click this logo icon, click here, then you will go to this dashboard, and then you can see if you want to do another project, then you can just create a new project. And this is the basic things. You will have to set up a project first, and don't be worried about all of this stuff. Actually you will start from here. So come on this MongoDB Atlas, then you will create a new project. I'm clicking here. Then at the beginning we will have to define the project name. Let me define the project name yoga master, and this is actually server or something like this. I'm just defining this, and here you don't have to define tag. Here you can just simply, after writing this project name, you can just define any name. You can just define your name, whatever you would like to use, and then you will have to click this next. After then you can see, if you would like to give any access permissions, then you can just do that, but right now it's not available. We will do that on later. So okay, from here you have to just click this create projects. So this project is creating, and after creating these projects you can see this dashboard. Previously you are just have seen that dashboard, so this is actually created now. So this project setup is done. What you have to do, you have to do a little bit customizations. So at the beginning, so database access, you can see this is database access. So if you are a freelancer and your client, you can ask your client to create a MongoDB database and you can get access from here. By this actually you will hit this database access, and you can just create a new database users. For example, so your client can define a username, password, and then create a role for you. For example, here choose a role. Maybe if you want a superior, then your client can just define it Atlas admin. Then you can just create a new users, but we have already set up a new user, so we don't need already create it. So next thing what you have to do, here you can see we'll have to go to network access. It's very important. You must have to just go there at the beginning. So click here network access, and from here we'll have to add a current IP address. From here you can just choose a new IP address. So your IP address is added. You can see a new IP address is added. You can just add another IP address. Then from here you will choose access, allow access from anywhere, and then you don't need to define it temporary. It will be keep always. So that's why I'm clicking here always access and confirm it. So at the beginning this is my IP address, and right now this is actually we set up a custom IP address. This is actually active always. Okay, so it's still not active. Why? Actually we didn't have set up our database, so that's why it's not active, but it will active. I will show you within a second. Okay, then after defining this network access, what you have to do, you have to go to these database sections, click here. This is database sections, and you have to create a new database. So that's why you can just build a database, click here. Then you will have to choose a plan we would like to use to go for free version, so I am just choosing the third one. Then we will choose the provider. AWS is better, so this is okay with me. You can just define your region. You can choose any of these regions, and the star, try to choose star one. So right now this is the region, and you can choose any of these if you would like to. I think it's okay for me. So these all, then you can just define a cluster name. So if you just would like to, you can just define a cluster name, but or you can just go with the cluster 0. Let me define a cluster name that would be yoga master. So this is actually cluster name. It's actually not required. You can just define any name here. After then you have to hit this create button. Let me choose this captcha. Sorry, this is not actually. Let's put something like this. So captcha completed. Right now here actually the important thing, our database is creating and we have to store this username and this password. So let me keep it here at the beginning. I'm just commenting it. So this is username and we have to obviously copy this password. It's very important. I'm just also commenting this. The first one is username, this is password. It's very important. Keep it right now here. We'll just secure that within a second, but right now it's okay. Then we'll have to create a user. Click here. Then you can see a username is created. Right now we'll have to choose how you would like to use MongoDB. Actually you can use, if you don't have internet access, you can use on local environment, but I would recommend you can use cloud environment. It's better actually. So you must need it actually when you would like to host your server. So that's why I choose cloud environment, and from here you can see we will have already our IP address set up. Two IP address, this is my IP address and this is custom IP address for access from anywhere. So it's already added. Right now everything is fine and you have to click this finish and close. We don't need quick guide, so that's why I unchecked it, and then go overview. So already everything is fine, and now we will have to hit this connect, and then we will have to install a driver for this actually. So there's a lot of options, but for now actually we'll just click this driver, and here we can just choose a driver as we're going to use Node.js actually. So that's why this is Node.js. If you would like to use another programming language, for example Python, Ruby, then Swift, Kotlin, Java, Go, and others programming language, you can choose any of this. So as we are using Express.js and Node.js, so we'll choose Node.js, and here you can see the version. Try to use the stable API and the latest version, so that is 5.5. and here it says the second step is you have to install MongoDB. Let me install MongoDB. We will open our terminal. Our app is running. Okay, let me try to take another terminal. We have already run a port, we don't want to stop it, keep it running, and from here we will choose another terminal. So for this, okay, let me choose git bash or command prompt. It's okay, command prompt is fine for now. And here right now we can see the folder is yoga master, but we will just install all our command on backends. So that's why we will define cd and then backends, then press enter. Right now it's on backend, and here we can install this MongoDB. Okay, copy this and paste it here, press enter. MongoDB is installing. You can see this is the installing process is running. It will depend on your internet speed. Okay, fine. You can also check the package.json, and here you can see MongoDB is installed. Okay, so after doing this, here you can see a short code, and then if you want the full code sample, then you have to toggle this. Let me get the full code. Okay, so for this actually you will have to toggle this, then you can get a full code actually. So what you have to do, you have to copy this, and then after this actually you can simply, after this you can simply paste it. Let me comment it. MongoDB, here MongoDB connection. Okay, and I am pasting the code here. So let me paste all of this code here, and here let me show you a thing. Here actually we are requiring Mongo client and Mongo server API from MongoDB. We are requiring these two function from the MongoDB. Okay, then actually we are set up a URI. URI is a URL string. By this string actually our MongoDB will connect on this, actually on this Node.js project to the MongoDB platform actually. So this URL is very important actually, because using this URL we're connecting MongoDB to this Node.js app. Okay, after then here you can see we're creating a client. So this is actually client, and here we're using that URL so that it can connect. And then when it's done, we'll have a async functions. You can see we'll have a async functions. If you don't have any idea how you can just define async functions, so here is the thing. You can see at the beginning we'll have a async, then we'll have a function. So as it's a function, and this function is run functions, so this is the function name, and here we define the function call. Actually here we define a function here and we run it here. So without running it, this function will not execute, so that's why you must have to run this. Okay, so inside this actually we'll have a try and finally block. Actually if you have idea, we'll have, if you want to catch error, you will have options. You can just do try, catch, and finally you must, if you use try, you must either define catch or finally. Okay, so at the starting code we are just calling client connect. That means we are just trying to connect to MongoDB by using this above URL, so above a API, actually above functions. By this way we are just trying to connect. After then here we'll define client.db. So we define this as admin, and here it's ping. Okay, so everything is fine now. If you just check your terminal, you can see there is an actually error. You can see Mongo server error, bad auth, and authentication failed. You will face this problem many times. And how actually fixed it? Actually look, it's a very simple problem. If you scroll a little bit, here you can see this URI, and here actually the password is not set up, so that's why the error error. So if you just copy this password and just replace this, okay, let me delete it and paste it here. If you just do this, and then you can see pinged development and you successfully connected to MongoDB. If you just get this, then we can say that you are just set up MongoDB properly. Okay, but what if you keep these your username passwords, anyone can access your database and just destroy your all of your data. So we don't do that. We'll have to secure it. We don't provide our username password publicly, so that's why we will have to secure it. How you can do it? So we can do it using a package. Let me close it, we don't need this right now. And from here we will search .env and then npm. If you search these npm packages, actually by these packages will secure all our sensitive information. So how you can install it? You have to command this, copy this, and again we'll have to install it. So that's why we're choosing this second terminal and we paste it here. So installing .env, using this package actually we're securing some our sensitive information. So install done. Then the second option, if you scroll a little bit, the first one is installation, the second one is how you can use it. You have to create a .env file on the root directory. You can see it says on the root directory. If you explore the information, you can understand properly. As a developer, you must explore the informations from the internet. Actually, let me create a file. And how you can see which is actually root directory, you have to click here on this package.json. Then if you hit this new file, then it will create actually on the root directory. So click here, then we'll define .env file at first. .env file, and here you will have to write this way. Actually, you can just define this way, this way. Okay, so let me do it. Here we'll define db user, so that means database user, and here we'll have a equal sign and a quotation. Inside this quotation we'll define the user. So let me do it from here. This is the username, and we'll keep it here. After then we'll have another on, that would be db password, and here we'll define this password. Okay, okay, if you do this, we don't need to have this. We'll remove that on, and then the next option is you have to import it. So by this way, actually we'll define require.env config. We can choose these on. Okay, so you can just copy this and just add this at mass as top you can. So I'm just adding this at the top here, actually pasting it here. So if you do this, then if you just console log right now, console log this way, how you can just do this, let me check it. You have to do this process.env, then let me define process.env, and dot here if we define db user. Okay, if you just check your terminal, you can see this is my name. If you define here db user name and a comma here, then you can see actually db username, and this is my name, actually username. So this way actually you can access these .env variables. So let me delete this actually. So right now we'll replace this. Actually we'll have to replace this username and this password. Okay, from here. So how you will do this, we'll have to convert this string as a template string. So instead of this double quotation, we'll use template string. So you can just define this string and also this string at the end. You can see we're using template retrieval from this keyboard. Actually the sign is above the tab key. Okay, so if you don't sure, you can just search it this way. Actually template string, template literals, so search it here, then you can see this is actually template literals. Okay, so you can just read this if you want. Actually this sign you can just copy these. Actually you can just copy all the whole things and paste it this way, and you can just replace this url inside here. Actually it's actually depend on you. If you don't find these icons on your keyboard, you can just do it. Actually replace copy this and paste it inside here. Okay, so I think you will understand that. So now we'll have to customize it. We don't want to directly show it on everyone, so that's why here we'll delete the username first. Let me delete it, and here we'll define a dollar sign curly braces. Inside here we'll define process dot env dot database name. So let me copy username, so this is database username. Okay, and now we'll remove this password. So remove it, then dollar sign curly braces, and here process dot env dot database password, paste it here. So if you do exactly what I did, then you can see it's still. So wait, so pinged developments, your developments, and you successfully connected to MongoDB. So everything is fine. If you push this code to GitHub, no one can access this. Actually no one can access your database. Actually this database is right now secure. Okay, by this way you can use .env for this. Okay, so if this database is secure right now, what are the next? Actually we will have to set up uh database. So how you can just do it, you can just do it two ways actually. So after connecting this, you can just click this add data, then you can just uh, choose any of these options, but we don't actually do this. We can just simply create our database from here. So after this uh, connect client dot connect, here actually we will start creating our database. So let me create a comment here. So create a database and collections. Okay, so here after this comments, actually how you can create a database. So let me check it. We can just close all of this stuff. This is actually not needed right now, and we will go to this help sections, or you can simply search it MongoDB create uses example. So this is the keyword, so you will search this. So if you just do it here, you can see so uses example, you can click this URL, and here actually create operations. So from here you can just go to quick started, and after MongoDB install, you can see create a MongoDB database, and here you can just find the guidance. Get started with MongoDB Atlas. Actually you don't have to do all of this stuff. Actually let me just show you simply what you will do. Let me back here, again back here. Okay, let me choose it from here. We'll click this users example, then we'll open it here actually. So this is the exact URL. So after connecting this, what you have to do, for example, let me insert a new operations, and here you will find how you can set up database. Okay, so at first you can see here we'll have to create a database by this way. We will define const database equal client.db, then a database name here. Actually this way actually we can just create a database, and this is actually how you can create a collections. Okay, so let me define it. So at the beginning we'll define const, and here we can just copy this, actually the whole thing, const database. Let me paste it here. So this is create, will it will create a database, and here we'll define a name. So that would be the name of yoga master. So this database name will be yoga master. Then we'll have to create a collection. So actually for these projects we'll have many collections. For example, we'll have a classes collections. So then we'll have a collection of users collection. So let me search. So that will be a, wait, it's still loading. So this is actually user collection. You can see actually it's still loading. Keep it there. We'll need many collections, so we'll create all of this collection first. How we can just do it? So for this, actually maybe the result is okay, this result is existed right now, so we'll have to create a collection. So the way is that you will have to define a name here, then database collections, and something like this. Okay, let's do that. So how you can just do this, here we will define const, and here the first is on is user collection, user collection. Okay, and here we will have equal sign. Then look here, the way is that you will have database dot collections. So if you just choose database name here, if you want any name you want to here, so that will be database dot collection, and inside this collection we'll define a name. So at the beginning here we'll define users, so this collection name is users. So right now if you just hit this database and then view these collections, you can see this is connected. If you just go to this browser collection, you cannot see anything. Actually we don't have any data, so that's why it's actually not showing, but when we'll have, it will show actually. Okay, I will show you a little bit later. So this is the first collections, then we will also create other collections. The second one will be collection for the classes. So classes collection, we can just define it users collection. It's depend on you how you define your variable. Okay, so that would be database dot collections, then here the collection name. So class collections, then we will need card collections. So const, we are creating some collections, so card collection, and that would be card. Then we will have another collection. We are just creating all our collections. We will have payment collections, where we will keep all our borders. So payment collection, so the name will be payments, something like this. After then we will have course enrollment and instructor applyment. So that's why we will have enrollment, enrolled collection, and that would be enrolled, something like this. And finally the last one is actually applied collection. So const, when the user try to apply for instructor to be an instructor, we will have applied collections. So applied collections, so here the same thing, database dot collection, then here we'll define that would be applied. Okay, all this collection is just completed. So if you have collections, then next one is you have to upload data here. So if you just try to do that, you can just load sample data, or you can just add my own data. From here you can just choose the database name, you can choose the collections name, and here you can choose these options. Okay, so let me refresh again if it's working or not. Showing this database, it actually takes a little time to present all of these collections here, but don't worry, I will show you and exactly show you how we can just do it. Let me refresh it. Okay, so let me simply post a data to database. So that's why at the beginning we'll define, we'll post a new classes. So let's how to post actually, we'll define routes here. So at the beginning here we'll define classes routes here. Okay, so at the beginning we'll have to post a new class. So how we can just do it? So for this actually we'll we'll use postman. So postman, so here you can just run all your API and test it. So at the beginning we'll have to go to postman and you will have to install it. So okay, download for Windows, and let me choose a folder. So here I'm downloading postman. Using postman you actually create all your API from the app. Actually you don't need to have to test it on browsers. For example, on browsers actually you can just test on just get request, but you have to define post request and others request. So that's why we'll have to download that on first. Okay, when it's downloading, let me discuss a little thing of how API actually work, how API request is actually work. So for this, let me go to Edis, and I'm just showing this example from here actually. Wait, so it's still, it's not working. So let me log in. I'm just using this so that I can just discuss the topics so with you very simply. So let me log into this, choose accounts, and it's you don't need to have to create accounts here. Actually, this is actually for explaining purpose. Okay, so I'm choosing here. My internet connection is very slow right now. Okay, so at the beginning I would like to discuss a little bit about API request. So there are some different requests actually. On the first one is you can see lots of time get request. So get method or request. Let me define get method. What actually defines? So get methods is actually defining. For example, here this is your database. So let me define, this is your database. This is our MongoDB database, and here the another is this is our websites. Let me comment website. Okay, so here we'll have some collections. For example, the at the beginning we have created some collection here. Let me see, at the beginning we'll have class collections, user collection, all of these collections. So inside this database we will have collections. So for example, here we'll have a classes collection. Okay, classes collection, and inside this collections you will have all of this data actually. For example, we'll have something like this classes data, and we need actually this data. You can see we'll have lots of data on these collections, and we need these collections data, we need this data on this website. So that's why how we can just call this data. To call this data actually, you can just here for example we'll have a button and we'll target these collections and just call it. So for this we'll use this get method. Actually we'll just use this get method to collect this class data from the database and show it on UI. So this is actually get collections. So the another thing is that post collections. So let me copy paste it, and that is actually post method. So how actually post method will work? So let me keep it here. Post method will work differently. For example, here inside this website we'll have a form. So maybe we'll have a form. This is a user form. Here we will capture username. So maybe we can just copy the two things. We are just capturing username, and maybe we're capturing password. So we want to just keep a storage, keep this data on database. So for example, here we'll have another collection. So that is actually user collection. So that we created here. Actually look here, we have created a user collection. So we'll have a user collections on this database, and we will store these informations. For example, we'll just post username and password on this collection. So that's why to post this to the database here, to these actually sorry to these actually we'll use this post method. Okay, so post method will post any data from your website to database. So here a little bit. Okay, so by get methods actually we can collect data from the database, and post methods will put data on database. Okay, this is the two thing. The next one is we'll have delete method. So let me define delete method. So what actually do it actually? For example, you want to delete a class. So for example, here we'll have this class data. Actually this is a course name, and we want to delete all of this data. So that's why to delete this we will just call this database class database, and here we'll just do a request. So that would be a delete request to this database. We'll just define a delete request to the class database by using delete method actually. So the method will be delete method. So let me define, that would be delete method for removing data. So if you want to remove any data from the database, you can choose this remove method. Okay, so delete method actually. And then the another two one is actually for put method, put or patch method. So these two methods actually work when you want to update anything. For example, if you want to, let me show you. Here we'll store data about the users, and for example, if you want to update a username, so here we'll have users and you want to update a username. So to do this, you will call this method actually will update information by put or patch update information. So to update any informations, we can just help with this method put or patch. But here is a little bit difference. So patch method works if you want to update a single field. For example, if you only update the username, it's actually partially update one or two things from the database. This will work for patch method, and put method upload full data. So for example, here everything a full data. If you want to update completely the full thing, actually you can update the name, image, available seats, price, course, and all that information. If you want to update all of these informations, then you can use this put method. So actually this is for all data, and this is for partially one or two. So if you only update this, maybe if miss this name actually, then you can use the help of the patch method, and put method upload everything. So this is the database request basics, so API request basics, and I hope you understand this. I think the postman is downloaded. So if this postman is downloaded, we have to install it. Wait, go to the folder directory, and here I have already clicked. It's already working. So let me close all of this stuff right now, and here actually installing. You will have to log in. So let me just log in. I have already created accounts. Okay, I forget that. So let me just log in with Gmail. So I forget to have. Let me just try to create an account. Continue. Okay, so Postman is open right now. We can see this is the Postman, and at the beginning, how you can just let me allow the networks. Okay, here is a little thing. Maybe let me do this soon, or let me choose your name, and here let me backend developer. Continue. A little survey shown here, but don't worry. Okay, everything is fine. When you just open it here, you will see this interface, and at the beginning, let me close all of this stuff. What you can just do it here. So let me customize it. Here you can see a plus icons. If you want to test, for example, when you just hit this route, actually you can see hello developers. So we can do this on actually here. Actually, if you click here, then you can see there is a others option. Here you can see all of this request. You can just request get request, post request, put request, paste request, delete request. So all of these requests you can just do it here. Let me show you. If I just copy this localhost 5000 and define this port here, and it's actually get request, and then if you just send this, and here you can see hello developer 2025. That is exactly what is shown it here, but here you can see this is exactly showing the same thing. If you check it I can see on preview. You can just check it on pretty. So this way actually API will work. So I think you can understand how it will work. We can just test all your API using these tools. So this is actually get request. If you need post request, you can choose it as a post request. If you need put request, you can define it put and then send request. Okay, so my next task is we'll create a new class. We don't have any class on database, so that's why it's actually not showing. But if you want to show it here, we will have to define post request. So that's why we'll define app.post. I have already said if you want to exactly post something on database, actually you will have a post request. So here let me define this way. Here at the beginning we'll define the route. So route will start from slash, and then we'll define new class. We'll post a class on our database, so that's why post new class actually. And then here we'll have a arrow functions. We'll have curly braces. You can see this is actually a arrow functions here, and inside this arrow functions it will receive actually two things as a parameter. So at the beginning we'll have request and response. Inside here you can see you can just define this way. So inside here what you have to do, will just receive for example when someone submit the information here. So let me go to the routes. Here we'll have, let me copy this and paste it here, and the route is these routes actually new class. So will when someone hit this route, let me remove it, and here it will be post request that we define post request. So we'll define post request here. So we will send some data in this body. So if you send body, and let me define raw data, and here we'll define it JSON format. So for example, let me copy some data from here. We can just copy the whole thing and let me paste it on the body sections. We don't need to include the ID, it will automatically generate, but maybe it's an error actually, it's not closing properly, so that's why this way. Okay, so if we see here, we'll define a name of this course, then a image URL, then available seats, price, and all actually data of classes actually. Okay, so if you have this information and hit this send, actually it will do a store on body. So that's why at the beginning we'll define const new class equal require. If we send data on body, you can see we're sending data on body. So this is body and this is format, actually JSON format. We're sending data on JSON format. So we'll define require dot body. We're sending data by body, so that's why it will be require body, and then we'll call this another one. So that would be new class dot available seats. So here you can see we'll have available seats. So we'll check it first. It's actually not required right now, but we will do this. And then here we'll define parse int, and inside here we'll have new class dot available seats. Okay, but it is optional. You don't it's actually optional right now, so I would recommend you to comment out right now. Let me show it again first, and here we'll have to send it. If you are not familiar with, you can just check it on here. Actually how you insert, we're going to insert a document. So here is the process I show you. At the beginning you can see we'll have to create a document. So we are just receiving informations on the body, so that will be body, and then here you will have to define results, then await, then this is the database name and insert one actually. Okay, so this way actually we'll define const result Then here we'll have to define await. So if you want to define await, you will have to choose async here. So define async function here, and that's why we can use await. And here at the beginning we will have to call this collection, so that would be class collections. And here we'll have insert one. If you want to insert a document, then you will have this method insert want, and inside here we can just pass this new class. So if you pass it here, okay, so our API is created, done here. So API is created, and finally what you have to do, you have to post it. So that way rest dot send will send a request. So that's why rest means request, and here is send response. Actually, sorry, this is for response, and we will send the response and we'll pass these results actually inside here. So if you do this, then API is created. Now right now if you just hit this, just if you just hit this button, then here uh here is an warning. So what is actually happening, let me try it again. So it's still an error. Let me check what's the error. If you open the terminal actually, so doc id equal null is an doing an error. Okay, maybe I got these issues. Actually we'll have to create some middleware. So let me install course. So here let me define the two things. We will have to define a package, so that way npm install course. Okay, so this is done. Then we'll have to define two middlewares. So middleware, okay, so app dot use, then we'll have to call this, we'll have to require const course equal requires course, and we'll have to call this course, call it from here. And after then we'll have to define app dot use, we'll actually define these. So that's why it's actually worrying express.json. Then here call this JSON format. So I think right now, let me check if database is running, and right now if you send, so acknowledge true, that means we have posted data successfully. Actually the error is that we don't have to define express.json. Actually we are sending data, but it's not actually receiving the JSON format. So that's why the data. And right now if you check your database, and here if you refresh, sorry, if you just refresh it, then you can see we will have two data. You can see inside this database, this is one, and here actually a database is created. So that is actually two data. Okay, so we don't actually, it's actually manually created. We can don't it, we can just delete this. Actually we'll have the database. So exactly the database is here, the first data. We can just do it another one. So let me just try to insert these on actually right now. And the same thing actually, we'll define the post method here, we'll define the URL, and here we'll define the thing. Here we don't need to define the ID, it will automatically taken. And then what you have to do, you have to send it. Okay, acknowledge true, that means if acknowledge true, then it's inserted. If you refresh this database, then you can see all of this data is here. We'll have two data. So if you have this two data, you can just get post all the data this way, but we don't do this. How you can just do it, let me copy the everything. So I'm copy all of this data. So if you have data created, you can post simply this way actually. So I'm just inserting documents by this way. I will click this insert documents, then choose this JSON format here, close everything, and then define a array of objects, and we're just posting all of this data by this way. You can don't, yeah, if you want you can just ignore this ID, so it will take the ID dynamically. I'm just removing all this ID from here. Then obviously the third one, it's actually not mandatory, but I think don't include the id. If this id will dynamically taken, then it will give you a little benefit. So here the id is closed, the id is removed. Okay, so if you just hit this insert button, all the data will be inserted. You can see right now we will have 6 data. If you want to just post any data, you will have to hit this route. When we just work with front end, we'll just hit this route, and then from the body we'll send data. We'll have a form. Inside this form we'll capture all of this information and send it to this url so that it can post on the database. So right now we'll have 6 data. If you will have all of this data, what to do? You have to get this data so that you can just show something like this way. Okay, so how you can just do it? So for this, actually let me close this. So after this, actually we'll have a app.get method so that we can get data from the database, and here we'll have to define the route. So the route will be classes. So these will be classes, and here same way, async await. So arrow functions that will receive require and response. So here make sure require is first and then response, otherwise you will get an error. So here what you have to do, you will have to define uh, this way. So let me get the details from here. So you want to find a data, so that's why the find operation, and here find a document. So this is the way actually you will have to define database. We will have already did that. Then you can just do a query. So you can just query this way. So let me copy this query, and here let me paste it. So the query instead of title will do, if you check here, actually we have a status. We will query based on the status only available. So here if you check the websites, actually on this classes sections is actually still loading. Let me refresh it. Wait, it actually takes some times. Actually the server is still waiting for the data. So only approved course will show. So that's why we'll do check it based on the status. So that's why we'll have the status and this way. So let me define the query will be status, and here we'll have the value of approved, something like this. When approved, we can just show that data. So that's why approved. So this is actually query. After this query, what you have, you will have these options. You can just define option sort. If you want to sort, then you can just define sort by this way, but I think it's not required. But if you want to define sort, you can use this. You can sort your results. Okay, and then the last one is execute this way, find on method, and then you will pass this true thing actually. Okay, so let me do this. Here we'll define const result, then we'll have to define await at first, then we'll call the collection, so that would be class collections. Here we'll define find one, actually find, we'll find all the informations. Actually we'll find multiple documents, so that's why the second one actually. So that would be the same thing, find, where is actually, so find methods, and here we'll pass query and options. So we don't have options, so that's why here we'll keep it, and then we'll have to define to array. We'll have to convert it to array, then we'll do it. Okay, then after that we'll have to define a response. So res.send result. So it's okay if you hit this url, and then you will just see that. So let me duplicate this tab, and instead of new classes we can just define slash classes, and that would be the get method. You can see this is actually get method. So we'll define get, and if you send request, then you can see all the data you are getting here. And right now you can just, as it's a get method, you can also test it. If you go to the classes route, then you can see, let me zoom, fixed zoom, then you can see all of this data is here. All the six data are presenting here. So actually we'll have defined the two things. Actually, one is for how to post a new course on new classes, and the second one is actually for how you can just load get the data. Okay, so after doing this, what if you want to get a special guest course by Instructor? So for this, actually you can see, actually here we'll have another thing. So Instructor email, you can filter a specific course by email. So how you can just do it, let me add a comment. Get classes by Instructor email. Okay, so we would like to get courses by Instructor email, so that's why we'll have app.get method, and here we'll have slash classes slash, and here we'll define email, then we'll have async await. After then, inside these, actually what we'll have to define a const query. The same thing, instead of query we can use email first. We'll have email, and at the body what we will do, we'll check requires dot params dot email, and that is actually, let me remove all of this stuff, it's actually automatically generated. We'll just define the email from the params. Actually, what if how you can just do it instead of this, let me show you here. When you can just define the email, for example this email, here you will like to get only the courses available for these users, actually. Okay, something like this. So that's why this way, after the first one we'll have this, then we'll have a query. The query will be something like this. We'll filter based on this email, so based on this Instructor email, so this is the field. Then we'll define, here we'll pass this email, something like this. After then we'll define const result equal, we'll have to define await, then class collections, then we'll have find method. Then inside of this we'll pass this query actually, and then we will convert it to array. After then we'll have res.send. Okay, the path is done, and right now if you just refresh it, then you can see one course available, and this is by filtering the email. Okay, so if you want to filter based on another email, for maybe this email, then you can see here after classes you can just define email address, press enter, then you can see this instructor has two course actually, the first course and then two course actually. If you check incorrect one, so for example let me define han1, then press enter, then you can see an empty thing. That means we don't available any courses. Okay, you can also test it by this here. If you defined a email address, so for example email address, then you can also test it on postman, only one course is available by this email, so these users only created on courses. So by this way actually you can filter based on the instructor email actually. Okay, so this is perfectly working. After this, the another one is how to manage courses. So for this actually we'll create another one. Here we will have manage classes, so and here we'll have app.get method, then we will have a route, so that would be classes manage. Okay, and here the same thing, async required, then response, then you will have arrow curly braces, and inside here actually we'll have a result const result equal, we'll have await, and then we'll have class collections, something like this. And it's very simple. This way you can just, when you hit this, it will simply, let me test it by this actually. When you hit this route, it actually showing all of these classes. Okay, so it actually not filtered either it's approved or not. It actually automatically give you all the classes. It's not actually filtering. So here you can see we are filtering based on this everything, but here we don't actually do filter. Okay, that is the differences is here. So after doing this, what if you want to update? So for this, after here updating, for example, you want to update information, so that's why update classes. Okay, so I already said here actually to update we will have either put or pass method. Okay, so as we define, we'll define app.put method, and here for example we want to change the update of the status of the class, so that's why we can just define here, that would be change status, and here we'll have async, then we'll have request response, then we'll have arrow sign. Then what we will do, at first we are getting id, so id will be request dot params dot id. Then we'll check the status, so status will be request body dot status. Then we'll just check also const region, so is there any region? Okay, this region actually, so we'll check this region, and here we'll define request dot body dot region. Okay, something like this. After having this, we'll filter, so const filter. So for this actually you can check documentation, so here actually this is update and replace, so updated documents. So here actually look, so we'll have filter options, so we can filter based on title and other stuff, so that's why filter. And here the filtering option is will filter based on underscore id. Every data has an unique id. This id is actually unique, so that's why we'll filter based on underscore id, so that's why we'll filter based on this. So as this is unique, so underscore id, and here we'll define new keyword, and then we'll have to define object id. We'll have to import it. Click here, so you can see we imported that on at the beginning. We'll have imported object id, so object id, then inside here we'll pass the id from the above, so this id actually. Okay, after this we can just define the option upsert. So here you can see we'll have to define options upsert true. Okay, after doing this, then you can see we'll have a updated doc, and this way we'll have a setter functions inside here. So let me copy this and paste it here. Instead of setter function is where, instead of this plot actually we will define a status. We would like to define update class status and region. Okay, and here we'll define the two things. Instead of this, the first one will be a status equal a status, and then we will define region is equal regions. And if you do this, finally after having this, we'll define const result. And then here you can see you don't need to memorize it. Actually we will have await, then we'll have database name, then update one, and you can just copy all of this stuff. Okay, await, database name, class collections, then we'll have update one, and we'll pass at the beginning we'll have filter, then we'll have updated doc, then we'll have options. Okay, and finally what you have to do, you have to send this results. Okay, uh let me define it as a pass method so that it will only define the specific one. Okay, so what if when someone hit these actually, let me define a path. So here we'll have localhost 5000, then this path, so sends a status, and here that would be pass method, and inside this body, okay, actually we missed a little bit. We'll have an id here so that we can just get the id. So let me clone id actually. Okay, we would target a specific class name. So here, so this is actually, let me go to all classes, and here maybe we can just target the first one, so the id is this one. So after this we'll pass the id, and then inside this body we'll define the two things. The first one is we'll have to define the status, and then the second one will be the region, this region. Okay, I'm just copying, paste it here. Okay, so we will just change the status once you click the send button. It's actually just change the status. Right now the first one has a status of approved, but we will define the status will be pending. So let me define pending. Okay, so when you hit, actually you can see this specific one will have a status of uh, will be obviously pending, and you can change the value region. Maybe you can just define a string that would be updated. Okay, something like this. Okay, let's try to send it. If you click send, then you can see acknowledge true and modify count to 1, and everything is working. So if you right now refresh this, then you can see the status is pending and updated region is updated. So this way actually you can just update any class status. Okay, I hope you understand. It's very simple. If you understand the basic knowledge from here, it can actually very simple. So that's the everything actually. Okay, so this is actually working, and after then what you have to do, you have to get approved class. So for this actually, get approved class. Don't worry, it's actually lots of APIs, so that's why it's a little big. So app.get, and here we'll define at the beginning approved classes, and that would be async await. We'll have curly braces, and here same thing, and inside this we'll have require response. Okay, and here obviously arrow sign. Okay, so after this actually we'll define a query. So const, it's same thing actually. We'll have query, the query will be a status. We can have a same query at the above. We'll have a query the app, when the status will approve, we can just get the thing. So that's why we'll define const result, and here we'll define wait class collections dot find. Then here we'll pass the query, then we'll convert is to array. Okay, simple. And then we'll just send the results. Okay, so let me just show the thing. Actually it's a get method, so we can run it on browsers actually. Okay, so for this actually you can see when you are hitting on the class route, you will have 1 2 3 4 5 6, total 6 data. But if you hit this, let me just show it again, localhost slash this route actually, so that is approved class, all approved class shown on this route. So if you hit this API and then press enter, it's actually not showing. Why actually? Let me check the console log. App.get async await request sends. Why actually not showing? Let me try again. Approved class, there is no error actually. Let me check if I did everything. Require response query equal const status, approve status, then we'll have find, then inside here we'll have query and to string, then finally convert it. Okay, so if it's not working, let me run this server again. So clear everything, then npm start command, so run the server. Okay, so this time I'm going to just check it with the API. Okay, here we are creating localhost, then we'll have the route, so that would be let me close this, that would be approved classes, and here we'll hit this. Actually cannot get the approved, maybe we'll have to pass a query. So let me pass JSON, and here let me check, it's actually getting, so the query will be status. I'm not sure why actually it's not showing, it should show this. So let me check, cannot get, why actually? Get method, approved class, everything is fine actually. Okay, let me write it again. App dot get method, and here we'll have appro approved classes, then we'll have async, then we'll have request response curly braces, and then inside here at the beginning we'll have const query equal, we'll have actually status. So let me check the status here. So this is the status stuff. So let me copy this and paste it here. Instead of, we can just remove this, and we'll have approved the second one. Let me open the second one. We'll only just get the approved, then we will just const result equal, we'll have wait, then we have class collections, then we'll define find method, and here we'll pass the query, then we'll have to array in pass, and then finally we'll have a res.send. Okay, so let me try again. Okay, we are getting all these results. Okay, so right now check it. So here actually if you close all of this stuff, you can see we'll have only 5 data. So 1 2 3 4 5, but here when you hit these classes you will have 6 data. So the first one is actually pending status, so that's why it's actually not showing. If you make these actually approved, then you can just get it completely. Okay, so you can update the data by this pass method actually. So instead of this, you can just define approved, then you can just get all of these stuff. So let me just approved and change this value actually. So then we will just get here, that would be null, and if you hit again, then acknowledge true. Right now if you refresh these classes, then you can see here this is approved, and if you have approved actually, you can get right now so all six data. Okay, let me check. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, all approved course is showing on here. And finally here everything is done for this class route. All of these route is actually for class route. Here you can see we did a lot of stuff. We'll have all of this stuff for the class route, and next we will create the routes for the actually we need another one. Actually we need a single class. We have to did update things, but actually we will have single classes and update classes. We will have actually pending two things. Okay, so the second one is we'll get class details by single class. Get single class details. Okay, so how you can just get single details? For example, here if you just define something like this, class slash id. Wait, it's actually loading. I don't know why is actually not showing. Let me copy this and here refresh it again. The internet connection is very slow. Okay, so I'm just showing it here. For example, when you hit a single class route, then you will define an id here, then it will show a specific class details. So how you can just do it? So we can just have a set up a route. So for this app dot get here something like this. Okay, let me just do it from again. So we'll have, sorry, my keyboard is doing something like this. Let me app dot get, and here we'll have single class, so that's why class, then we'll have id, and then after then we'll have a comma async, then we'll have request response, and inside here we'll have to do get an id. So that's why const id equal, we'll get the id on request dot params dot id. So if you have this type of thing, you will get this on here. Actually you will get this on params actually, then you will define this id here. Okay, after this id we'll have another one, so that would be const query. So the query will be the same thing, underscore id will be new object id. We did it at the above, so where is actually actually this here is not on. Maybe manage class will have this thing, we will have filter. The same thing actually we'll do here. You can copy this and paste it here. We'll have to search the query, and then we'll just get query on the id. Then we'll have const result equal, we'll have await, then we'll have class collections, then we'll just define find one. We don't need all documents, so that's why we'll have find one, and we'll pass this query. Okay, after then we will define res.send, and then we will send the result. Okay, so if you do this, then right now if you hit this route, actually this route it will show a specific id. Okay, so if you now refresh it, then you can see one specific course id is showing. So if you have another one, so if you want to get the second one, maybe exercise hacks for human, if you copy this id and if you hit this specific id, then you can see exercise hacks for women. So a specific id you are getting by this route. Okay, So after this, the final one is, what if you want to update all of these informations of about a course? So update class details. Okay, so how to update all the details? So for this, actually we will do app.put method. So right now, actually we're updating all the necessary informations. Here we'll use pass method. Why actually pass method? Pass method is actually for, we are updating only two fields, but TUS, actually we're updating two fields, so that's why we're using pass method. Now we'll update all informations, so all data, so that's why we'll just do it on put method. So app.put method, and here we'll have something like this. We'll have classes. Firstly, we'll just target an specific class, so that's why we'll just target based on ID. And as we are updating, you can just rename this, so that would be update route, so update class. And here we'll have async, then we'll have request response. And inside here, actually what you have inside this curly braces at the beginning will get this ID by const ID equal request dot params dot ID. It's actually the same thing. You can see here, actually if you check this, where is actually change the status, so it's actually same thing. You will have to get these, then you will just query it, so you can get information on body and other system. So let me const update class, update class, will get this class on body, so request dot body. Then after then we'll have filtering. So how you can just filter, so you can filter based on the object ID. After then we'll have options, so options will be observed true. And finally we will have update doc, so const update doc, so that would be same thing. We'll have a setter functions here, so at the beginning we'll have set, then we'll have a colon, then curly braces. Inside here we'll set change the name of this course, so that would be name field. So name field will be update class. Here will be update class dot name, then we'll have description, so update class dot descriptions. Then we'll have we have to define comma, actually we don't have to define quotations. Here we'll have after descriptions, you can see what you can update. You can just update price, you can just define here price will be update class dot price. After then we'll have available seats, so that would be parse integer. And here we'll define update class dot available seats. Then after then we'll have video link, so you can just copy this stuff, so video link, and that would be update classes dot video link. After then you can just include the status, so status will be pending. And finally you can include lots of others information based on here, but I don't want, actually I keep it in short. But if you want to update more field, you can include it. And finally at the beginning we can just do define const result, then we'll define await, then we'll have class collections, and here we'll have update on. So update on, and at the beginning we'll define filter, then we'll define update doc, and then finally we'll have options. Okay, and then we'll just send results. Okay, so that's it. So let me just test it. So as it's a put method, we can test it on browser, so that's why we'll have to test it on Postman. So let me create a new browser, and here at the beginning we'll have localhost. So 5000 instead of this, actually we'll have something like this. Here we'll have the ID. So let me get an ID. So for example, we want to update this one. Let me keep the ID here, and here we'll have to information on the body sections row JSON format. Okay, so let me copy some informations from here. We'll update the name. Okay, let me copy all of these informations and paste it here, and we don't need to include ID here. Then we can just define exercise hacks for women, and here we'll define and girls. Okay, this is the editing, and instead of the available seat we'll define the available seat will be 250. Then the price will increase this 150. Then maybe we don't need instructor name, we don't need descriptions, we don't need to update emails, we'll remove that. So we'll update a status, that would be painting. So let me, sorry, painting status, so that we understand. We don't need to define submit ID, we don't need to total enroll, we don't need to this all of this stuff. So we only update name, image, is image connected. So if you, okay, not need to update image, if need then you can keep it. Okay, so available seats, price, video links, status. Okay, we obviously need description, so let me include the descriptions here. So let me also add this on, so you can just change that descriptions from here. Okay, so description is maybe here we am just defining this is updated description. Okay, something like this. Then we include price, available seats. Okay, everything is fine. So right now we'll have to define post method. You can see here this is actually put method. Oh sorry, I'm sorry, it's actually put method. Then if you hit send, let me click here, then acknowledge true and modify counted one, that means it's specifically working. If you refresh, then you can see it's women and girls that we defined it here on this line. Then we'll have available seats 250, then price is 150, then the descriptions, this is updated descriptions, and other stuff are included. Only updated all of these stuff that we did here actually. Okay, the other stuff, the painting is here, and other stuff is also included, but it's not changed actually. Okay, so everything is working, so this route is obviously working. So let me close this. I think all the class routes has done right now, so we can move to the users routes and other routes. We'll have to do the same thing for the collections, all of these others collections. Actually class collection is done, we'll work with card collections, we'll work with payments collections, we'll work with enrollment, we'll work with applied collections, and uh, other stuff. So right now it's okay. So you can see that we have created all the classes route, and we can test it on browser. So but before that, let me run the server. Right now we're on the yoga master, so this is the folder name, and we have to go inside this backend folder. Actually we are writing all our code on backend folder, so that's why we'll define cd, that means change directory, then b, you can use tab to get suggestions, and when cd backends you can just press enter. So right now you on the perfect folder, this is backend folder, and here we have to run npm start this will run the script node-mon index.js, and then you can see the server is running on this port and MongoDB is connected successfully. Okay, so if you have, you can test your all classes from here. If you just try to get classes routes, then you can see all the classes are here. If you want to get single class, then let me copy this, and here the route was something like class slash single class id. Then you can see the classes id is here. You can just do put operation, patch operations, you can do update, delete, and lots of stuff. So right now, today what we are going to do, we'll write another route. So for this, actually here you can see we have card collections, and we'll make routes for the card collection. So let's do that. Here we'll define, let me style something like card routes, and here we can just add some styling. It's actually depend on you. Okay, so something like this, and here we'll define all our card routes. So but before that, if you check, I will provide this data.json file where you can find the sample data actually. So you can see this is the user sample data. Will when we just uh, create a user, so we can capture all of this information and send it to the backend. Then you can see this is the classes data format, and this is the card. So when we are working with card, we will just get an id, we will have a name, we will have a class name, and instructor email, something like this. We will have to just select this type of informations on database. Okay, so you can see the sample here. So if you have sample, then you can create a post method to post data on the card collection. So that's why we will define app dot post. Then we will have to define a route, so that would be add to card, something like this. And here that would be async functions, and that would be request and response. And inside here, what you have to do at the beginning, so inside here at the beginning, we will define const new card item or something. You can just do any variable name here, and here we'll get it from body. So that's why I require from body. Then we'll define a results, so const here result, and then we'll define a weight first, and then we'll have to call the card collections. You can see this is card collections, so we'll call the card collections. Then we would like to insert one. So if you insert something on database, you have to call the insert one. Actually we only insert one data, and inside here we'll pass this new card item. So for this, actually how I did this, you can just check it on here. Actually, if you just search MongoDB CRUD users example and explore these users example from these websites, actually here actually you can just find insert operations. So where is actually insert? This is insert operation, insert one document. So this is the process. Here you can see the process is, this is database name, then this is insert one, and then you will have to pass a documents. The documents we are getting is here actually from the body. We are just getting this information from the body. Then we will have to simply res.send. So we'll send a response to the backend server, to the MongoDB database, and then we'll pass the results. Okay, so let's test it. So the route is here. We can just copy this, and then we'll set up another routes here. Sorry, at the beginning we'll have localhost. So it's actually not suggesting. Let me copy it, paste it here. Then we'll have to copy the route. So that was add to cart route, and here we'll just define that. And this method is actually put methods, sorry, post methods. So this is actually post method. You can see this is post method. So I define it from the arrow post method. After then we will have to send some information on body, so that we can just require from the information from the body actually. Okay, so that's why this is body. Then we'll hit this row, then we'll choose this JSON format, and inside here we'll pass the similar informations that we have defined here. You have to pass this type of informations. Okay, so you can just copy this information right now, and here you can just simply paste it. We don't need to include id, so we'll remove the id from here. After then, if you just hit this send, then it will be posted on database. Okay, let's try to click the send button. Then you can see acknowledge true, inserted id1. That means the content is posted on MongoDB. Let's try to check it. So this is our database. Right now we have on collections here, but if you refresh, then you can see cards collection is here. This is the card collections, and the information is stored on database we using this similar method. You can see we'll have id, name, class id, and instructor email. The same thing actually. Where is this? It's actually the same thing: id, name, class name, and here is the instructor id. This is the same format. Okay, so I think it's posted successfully. If you posted successfully, then you can get access it. So how you can just do it? Let's define another route, and here we can add comments. So the comments will be get card item by id. Okay, something like this. And if we want to get, then it would be get method. So that's a get method, and here we'll have to define a path. So the path will be obviously card something item. Then we will define the id. So this is the id. After then we will have to define comma, then we will have async functions, then request and response. After then, inside these, actually, if you just have this type of clone and then something here, you can just simply get it from params. So that's why we'll define const id equal require request dot params dot id. This same name will be keep there in here. Okay, so after then what you have to do, you can just also require informations from the body. How you can just do it? Const email, then here that would be require body dot email. We'll get the informations from the body, then we'll have a query. So let me const, and here query equals, then we will query based on the three things. Actually, we will query based on the class id. So that would be class id that we defined. Let me check it. This class id or something like this. Then that will be this id, the above id. Then we will have something like user email, user mail. So that would be the email. You can see here we will have an email field. So in instructor email, actually it should be email field. Next time we will just fix it. So that would be email field. Okay, it's actually the user email. I did a mistake. If you want, you can just fix it. That would be email. Okay, then is there anything? Okay, so if you just try to send another one, then that would be okay. Okay, this is now posted again. Let me check it, refresh this. Okay, the second one is perfect. We can just remove it, the first one. We can just remove the first one. Okay, let me delete. The first information is gone, and here we can just do a little customization. Instead of instructor email, we can just simply define email here. Okay, so that would be perfect. After then, what you have to do, this is done. After here, we'll have to define a projection. So const projection, and that would be will filter based on class id. So where is actually this is the class id, and we'll define the value will be 1. After then, the final one is we have to define const results equal await, then cart collections, then we'll define find on method, find on methods. So here at the beginning we will have query, we'll have query here. So instead of comma, here we will have a colon. So this is query, then we'll pass the projection, the projections. We can just, let me just check if the spelling is correct. So here is find on documents, and if you scroll a little bit, this is actually projections. You can just copy this way. Okay, let me correct it. I can mistake, so that's why I'm just copying it. And here inside these, actually the value will be class id, class id, that would be 1. Okay, and finally inside here, inside this curly braces, we'll have projection. If you check here, actually this is options, so we're passing options, and instead of actually we will have to pass the projection. So the projection, clone projection, something like this. So finally we have to post it, so let's post it. So response.send, and we'll pass the results. Okay, so if you hit this, actually let me try to get hit here. So we can just have this copy, we can just copy everything from here, and here instead of this we can paste it. Let me choose the id. So here we have to copy the id from let me copy this id, and then we'll just send the id here. Then we'll have to define post request, sorry, get request, and if we just hit this send, an error occurs. We have to check it. Actually let me remove all of this stuff. It sends the error. We have to check the error, what actually happens. So here projection is not defined. Actually the error is here, actually projection is not defined. So why actually it's not defined? It should be defined. We have to pass this from here. Why actually the query is projection equal projection, this is not getting. Okay, so let me check the documentations here, how it passed. You will have a options, you can see this is options. Inside this options we'll have this way, and we'll pass these options. So okay, so can we do this? Will projection and pass the projection here. Okay, let me try again, send it. It's still an error. Let me check, it's actually not working. Okay, so how you have to fix it, let me check. So from here, this is projection. Oh, I forget to define const here. Then we'll define its equal, actually. Then I think here it will work. So we'll define curly braces, projection, projections equal this projection. So that was my mistake, I'm sorry for that. Okay, right now server is running. Then if you hit send, then it's actually return nothing. You can see it's actually return nothing, but I think everything is fine right now. I think everything is working. So as the class id is 1, that's why maybe it's not showing, but I think everything is fine. We'll check it whenever we send data. Okay, so I think it's okay right now. Next, move to the how we can get information by id. So cart information, info by user id, user email, actually. Okay, so that is the thing. We'll have to do same thing, app.get. Then here we will have cart, then we'll just filter based on email, then we'll have async functions, we'll have request and response. Finally inside here we'll have to receive email, and that would be from request dot params dot email, the same name here. Then we'll have a query, so const query equals, we'll have user email, user mail, and that would be email. After then we will just define the same thing, const, then projection, that would be class id dot one. So let me check if we define class id. Actually it's class id, so perfectly defined. So here we'll have a equal sign. After this projections we'll define const cards equal, we'll define, yeah, wait, and then we'll have card collections, then we'll define find operations. So we'll find wall, so that's why here we will pass query first, and then we'll have to pass the projection equals the projection from the above. And then after these, actually what you have to do here, we will just define const class IDs. Here let me do a little corrections here, and then here actually we will have equal sign, we'll just map this cards dot map, and then we will get, every time we'll get a card, then we will have to define arrow here. Then what we will do, we can just call new, actually new keyword new, then we'll have object id, then inside this object id we'll have card dot class id. You can see here there is a class id, we'll pass this class id here. Finally we'll have to close it. After then we'll have second query, so that would be query 2, then it would be equal, and here we'll just do it by underscore id, and then we'll have in methods, actually we will have in keyword, so in will be class ids, okay, something like this. And finally we'll have to define const result, and that would be your weight, then class collections. So here actually card collections, and here actually class collections, so we'll combine card and class collections. Then we have to define find options, and here we'll have query 2, then we'll convert it to array, so that would to array, we'll have to convert this, and then finally we will just send a response, something like this. Okay, so right now any items is not on the card, so that's why we can't check it. But if when we have cart items, for example, so when you have an items selected on the cart, it's actually not showing. Why? Maybe server is not running. Let me check it. Render dashboard, is the server is running or not? I have to check, give me a time. So this is the server, let me go there. Server is running here, classes is running, but okay, it's loaded after then. Okay, I think it's fine right now. My server is running, and you can see the details, and if anyone just hit the cart informations. If any items is added to the cart, for example here, if anyone just hit this select button, it is select button, then it will just call the add to cart and it will add it to the cart items. Okay, so that's it. When you have add to cart, then you can check it, otherwise it's not possible to check right now. Okay, but this API is fine. After then we'll just delete a cart item. So delete cart item. Okay, so for this actually we'll have app.delete method. Then inside here we will just define a path, so that would be delete cart item or something like this. And then we'll just based on an id specific items, we will delete from specific items. And here we will have async, then await curly braces, and after then inside this curly braces we will just get the id from the request dot params dot id. After then we'll have a query, so const query equal, we will just do query on class id, that would be id. And finally we will define const results equal, yeah, wait, then cart collections dot delete one, and here we'll pass this query. And after then we'll define response, so sorry, okay, here raise.sense. Okay, you can test it by this way. For example here we'll have only one id. Let me insert another informations here. So right now here is one informations, and let me just insert another information. So here we can just back this and we'll hit the path. So the path will be this path. We'll insert a new card item so that we can delete it. So here is the path. Let me define it. It would be post methods, and here we'll have maybe second one, and the class id will be something like this. Okay, if you just hit this send, then it's acknowledged true. And right now here if you refresh, then you will see we will have two informations, and we would like to delete the second one. Actually we would like to delete this, so that's why how you can just do it, you will have to define a route, so that would be localhost, and instead of add to cart we will have to go to a specific id for the a specific route. For this, here is the route, delete cart item, we'll paste it here. Then instead of this id we'll call the specific id we want to delete the second one, so this is the id. Let me paste it here, and here the method is delete method. And if you send, then acknowledge true, that means deleted successful. And if you refresh your database right now, so cart items is not deleted. Let me check. Oh, actually not deleted, it says acknowledge true, everything is fine. I did it. Let me try to send it. Acknowledge true, deleted count isn't, it's working. Let me refresh it. So why actually not deleting? Okay, two items, and let me check the delete method. So where is the delete? So this is delete operation, delete items, and here we'll have a query, then have to define delete on methods, and we'll pass the query. Okay, so why actually it's not working? Const, it will receive from the id, params id. Then here we'll have, this is the id we're setting on class id. So let me check. Here is the class id. Okay, we can just check it by this. Actually we can just try with this. Let me check. And here if we send, then deleted count 1. So right now it's actually deleted. we are trying to do it with underscore id, so that's why it's actually not working. But whenever I am just trying to the class id, then it's actually working. Okay, fine. So if this working, then the next one is we have to define the payment route. So here we can just define payments route. Okay, so here you can see the payments route will have this type of information. So this is actually this way we'll have a payments collections, and here we'll just keep stores these informations. Okay, so that is my target right now. And for this actually we will have to implement the stripe. So to do this, so that's why we must create a account on stripe first, then we can implement this. Okay, let's do that. So for this, from here we can just search stripe.com, then you have to sign in to this here. It's actually taking a little time to create the accounts, and here we can just add a new account. So let me add a new accounts, and here instead of the accounts name, what you will define, it's a yoga master. So that's why we'll define something like this. And let me create a accounts from here in front of you so that you can understand the whole process. We're creating a new business setup. You can see this is now the business name, and in this business name we don't need actually to really build it. So to really do business with it, you have to set up more steps. You have to set up complete all of this. You have to complete payments, balance, and billing obviously, and you can just do this explore here, and you have to provide some informations, uh, and then continue. You will have to provide some informations. You have to verify your business, add bank account, secure your account, add extra, and complete. If you complete whole of this process, then your account will be activated and you can really get order and get paid. But as it's a test account, so we don't complete this. Actually we don't have all of this information right now, but if you have business informations, bank account number, and security accounts, and some extra information, so you can completely set up your stripe accounts and you can get paid actually. But we would like to do it with a test accounts, so that's why let me leave it. And from here actually we don't need that information. Actually from the home page we will hit this API keys for developer, and here you can see you will have a publisher secret by default, but we will work in a backend, so that's why we will have to backend key. But before that, let me go to the documentation so that you can understand a little bit. Here is stripe.com, and from here, so let me go to the documentation. So this is get started. Let me pre-build. Okay, actually let me go to the documentations. From here actually how you can just work with this is actually get started. So here you have the basic stuff. So we have to set up, you can read these documentations if you have any issues. So first one is account setup, we have we have already done that. Then we have the second step, so that is actually you can just click this quick start. Then here you can see this is actually you can just define from here. This is, you will define it JavaScript. Then on front end we are going to use React. Then on backend we will use Node.js, so that is Node.js. So here you can see this is server.js, and this is actually the index.js file. Actually this is actually server.js, and we have defined the name that is index.js. So that's why this actually need, at the beginning you can see you have to require a stripe. So we don't have set up a stripe first, so let's set up a stripe first. This is the command. We'll copy this command and then open the terminal, and this is one terminal running, and we will work with second terminal. So let me go to the backend first. So we are now inside backend. Let me clear all of this stuff. Okay, and here npm installs dash save dot stripe. So we're installing stripe first. Okay, it's done. Then you can follow the tutorials. At first you have to install it, then you have to create a payment intent actually. So whenever you just hover, you can see the mark is here. How you can do it, you have to do this way actually. You have to define this. You can just copy this first, and you can just paste at the top of the screen. So maybe we can just paste it here. After this required dot body, we can just paste it here. Okay, so it's actually saved. We will call the s type and import it from s type, and here is a publisher's key. We'll have to change this key. So how to change this key? Here in this .env file, we will define another folder. So that is actually payment. We'll rename it actually payment intent or secret. You can just define it anything, secret, something like this, and we'll collect this secret. So here you can see inside this developers key API key options, here is the secret. You have to reveal this, so click here, then you will get this. You can just simply click here to copy, and we'll paste it inside here. So this is actually our secret key. You can just check this secret key, and we can use this instead of this hard-coded data. So here how you can use it, we can remove all of this, and here we'll define process dot env dot this, actually this payment secret. Okay, so this is actually done. And if you have done this, then you almost stripe setup is done. Then next step, what you have to do. So let me just show you. At first we have installed, then we have set up our key. Then here you can see we will have a payment intent. You have to create a payment intent by this way. So this is payment intent, and we'll have to create this way. We'll have to create a post request, and then we'll have to do on this route actually. So let's do this. So for this actually, for where we can just do it, if you scroll a little bit, here we're implementing all our payments route. So we'll have to, let me copy it. It's a payment intent or something like this. You can simply copy the whole stuff from here. App dot post, we'll have to post something like this, and inside here the path will be payment intent, create payment intent. Okay, here require a quotation mark. After then we will have async await, same way actually, async await and request response. So let me define it, and here curly braces. Inside here you have to create this way actually. If you you will just const, we will get items from the body, something like this. You can just copy this, and here actually if you check the data, we will get an amount. So that is actually a price. So we'll define that would be our pricing. Instead of items, we can define that would be price. Okay, so then we'll define const amount, and that would be, let me check, the amount will be, you will have to call a functions. This function is actually above, actually these functions, it will receive an items and then return using these ways. So that's why here we'll define amount. So the amount will be called parse integer, and here we will pass the price, and then we will multiply it in hundreds. So why actually stripe will use actually in decimal points in actually these formats. If you have $5, that means you will have this way. You have to calculate it by this is means $5 actually. So that's the way. So that's why we'll multiply it. Okay, so you can see if you want to just check it here, it will just get that information. So here, okay, So after doing this, the next option is we'll have to create a payment intent. The payment intent is here. So look, this is actually a create a payment intent, so to with the order amount and currency. So that's why here we'll define this way. Let me copy, let me paste it here. We'll have to call it, and inside this actually is we installed. Okay, so inside this we'll have a curly braces, and then you can see we'll pass some objects item. So here first one is amount, so the amount will be our above amounts. Here we defined an amount, so we'll pass this amount. After then you can see here the currencies, that would be USD, that would be USD format. After then we'll have payment types. So it's actually using automatic payments method, but we will implement card payments, so that's why we'll just search card payments. Okay, so here is actually the thing that we are just searching. So that would be also payment method types, and that would be this. We have to copy this and we will paste it here actually this way, and we don't need to define quotations here, sorry. And we'll have these, actually we don't need link define the linking pairs, and that would be we'll enable cards from here actually. So that would be payments method types, and that would be card. Actually we are implementing card functionality, so that's why this on. And if you have this, then finally what you have to do, res.send, you can see. So where is the thing actually here, you can see it's actually have to send that. So res.send, and then you have to do client secret. You can just copy this, simply this, and you can just paste it here. So our payment intent is created. So it's very important to create the payment intent. So if you have, then the task is done. Next is we can just set up another routes. So here we'll have to set up post payment information. We'll have to save some informations to the database, so that's why here we'll create post payment info to db. Okay, so here that would be app.post, and here we'll define the route will be payment information, that would be async request and response. Then we'll have arrow here, then double quotations, and here we'll have to code the parenthesis inside here. Actually we'll have a little text. What you have to do, we'll get the payment information from the body, so that would be payment informations. So payment info, we'll just get it from the request.body. Let me format this code, and here after this we'll define class id. So const classes id, so that would be payment info dot classes id, classes id something like this. After then we'll get the user email, so const user mail or user email, that would be payment info dot user email. After then we'll have const single class id, that would be require dot query dot class id, and finally we'll define let query, and here we'll actually do some conditions. We'll check if, then we'll check single class id, then we'll have to write a condition. So the condition will be query equal class id Class ID will be single class ID. Then that would be user mail will be user email, something like this. Okay, then after this if condition we'll have else, then we'll have something, we have query, and this type of thing will have a in methods, and that would be class ID, and we don't need user email. Instead of this actually we'll have this. Okay, so finally what you have to do, we'll have to define const classes query, and that would be parenthesis, and here we'll have underscore id equal, we will have $sign in, and that would be sign in. Then we will have class id, sorry, classes id dot map. Here we'll get id, that would be something like this. So new object id, and here we will pass the id, something like this. Okay, after this what you have to do, we'll have to define const classes, and then we will have to define new enrollment data. So const new enrollment rolled data, so that would be something like this. Here we'll have user email, user user mail equal here email equal user email. Then we'll have class id equal class id dot map, and here that would be object id, something like this. After then we don't have classes actually, we will have transaction transaction id, and here we will define payment info dot transaction id, something like this. And after having this actually we will have to update documents, so that would be const update dated doc, and that would be a setter functions curly braces, will have total enrolled, and then we'll have to map classes dot reduce. Then here we'll have total and then current. If you are not aware of the reduce method, then I should request you to please try and try to understand this. So that would be total plus current dot total enrollment, then we'll have a 0, so the initial value will be 0, and finally we'll add plus 1, or we will define optional 0 1. Okay, so this is the first one. Then we'll have available seats, you can see available seats, so that would be same thing, classes dot reduce, here that would be total and currents. Then we'll have a arrow, so we'll define total, then plus current dot available seats, then we'll define a minus here, that would be minus, and finally okay, something like this, class dot reuse. Let me check everything is fine. Total currents available seats 0 minus 1. Okay, so it's fine. And finally we'll have to update some documents. So that's why here we'll define const updated results. So that would be await dot class collections. So that would be class collections dot update many, and here we'll pass class queries, classes query, then we'll pass updated doc, then we'll pass absurd true, absurd true or something like this. The first one is done. Okay, then we will have the another one. So that would be enrolled results. So const enrolled results. So the enrolled result will be await. Then here we'll have enrolled collections. Then we'll define insert one, and we'll pass new enrolled data, something like this. After then we'll have deleted count. So const deleted results, something like this. We'll have deleted result, and here we'll have await. Then instead of this we'll call the cart collection. So cart collections, and then we'll just do delete many. Then we'll have query. Okay, and finally we'll have payment results. So const payment results, and that would be await dot payment collections dot insert one. Then we'll pass payment info. So if everything fine, then what I have to do, you have to finally send the response. So that would be express dot send. Now we'll pass multiple values, so that's why we'll define curly braces. So we'll pass based on the objects, and here we'll have payment result first, then we'll pass deleted results, then we'll pass enrolled results, then we'll pass updated results. All of this will pass all of these things inside here actually. So this is done. Next, or the next, we'll have another route. So that would be for payment history. So get payment history, we can just rename it, and here we'll have to define another route. So that would be app.get. Here will be payment history, that would be email, and curly braces and single quotation, something like this. Okay, inside here we'll have to define const email equal require dot params dot email. Then we'll have query. So query will be user email, so that would be email. Then we'll result, so we'll call the find method and we'll convert it to array. But before that we can sort it. So how you can just sort it, we have to define sort, and here we'll pass by date. So date will be -1. Okay, and finally we'll just send a result. So this is done. After then we'll have another routes. So we'll check the length, payment length. So let me define payment history length. Okay, so that would be app dot get, and here we'll define payment history length by emails, and that would be something like this. We'll do the same thing. We'll just require the get emails from the params, then we'll have user email equal email, then we'll have payment collections, then we'll define instead of these actually we'll define payments collections, then count documents, and we'll pass the query. We don't need actually to sort it, so something like this is okay. And finally we'll define results, so that would be instead of this we can just define total, and the total will pass it inside a object, so that would be total, something like this. Okay, so it's fine, we have the payment routes done. So you can see we'll have all of these payment routes. So let me close all of this stuff. So if payment routes done, then the next option is we will have to define we have actually some less uh, routes. Actually we can do it very soon. So that would be enrollment routes. Okay, so on the enrollment routes we will have at the beginning we will have app.get methods, and here we will have something like popular classes, popular underscore classes. Okay, so here we'll have async await curly braces, and inside here we'll define const result. The result will be await, then we'll have class collections dot find method, then here we'll have to sort it. So let me sort method, and here we'll have a object, so we'll define total enrolled, and that would be -1, and then we'll just define a limit. So if you define limit, you can just use slice method to reduce the how many data you will show, but limit is very efficient, so it will reduce your API call cost actually. Then we'll define to array, okay, something like this, and finally we'll just send it. Okay, so then after then we'll have popular instructors, so app.get methods, and here we'll have slash popular instructors. So here we'll have async, then request response, and something like this. And it's very important actually, we'll to create a pipeline actually here. Actually the pipeline is what actually pipeline is, if you want to just make a combined, if you want to group some collections and make some results from here, so that is actually the pipeline. So let me define const. You can just search it on the database. If you just check here actually pipeline, so search it something like this. Let me wait. So save a pipeline aggregated, actually we're working with create an aggregated pipeline. We have to create a aggregated pipeline, so this is the process actually. So it's actually, let me check the code. Okay, so this is way we can calculate pipelines and do explore. You can explore these issues, but right now we can just define it here, pipeline, and here it would be an objects. Inside this objects we'll have a group, so that's why we'll use the group keyword. If you want to group to database, so here you can use the group keywords, and we'll group based on the ID, and the ID will be using here, that would be $sign, then we'll have instructor email. We'll combine this group based on instructor email and total enrolled, so that would be something like this. We will define a curly bracket and we will define sum. This is a method obviously, and that would be total enrolled, something like this. Okay, so this is the one thing. After this actually we'll define a lookup, so we'll search on this database. So that's why we'll use lookup keyword, and that would be $ lookup. So here we'll have curly braces. So this is lookup, and we'll define from. So the from will be our users. Then we'll have local field. So that would be underscore ID. Foreign field will be email. Here we'll keep email, and then as will be instructor. Instructor. Okay, something like this. After then we'll have a projects. So let me define $. That would be projects, and the ID will be 0. Then here, why actually it's error, let me check it. We'll have something like this. Here we'll define projects colon, then we'll have curly braces, and inside this curly braces we will have underscore ID, so that would be 0. Then we'll have instructor. So where is the instructor? This instructor actually here. Let me copy this one and paste it here. So that would be curly braces, and here we'll have to use array elements. So that would be array elements, and that would be instructor and 0. And finally after this we'll have total enrollment. That would be 1. After this we'll have a comma, and then we will just define sort method. So that would be sort total enrollment -1, and after then we'll have, so that would be limit 6. Okay, and finally after this finally what we will do, we define const result. So the result will be here wait, then we will call the class collections, and here we'll define aggregate, and we'll pass the pipeline from the above. So we'll create a pipeline, we'll copy the pipeline and paste it here, and finally we'll convert it to array. Okay, finally we'll have to send it. So res.send will send the results. So that's it, the thing. I think it's done right now. And let me close. After this stuff we'll have to create admin starts. So that would be create admin starts. Okay, so we'll have app dot get methods. So here we'll have slash admin starts, and here we'll have async await. So request response. Inside here we'll do some thing. So here at the beginning we'll have to check const approved classes. So that would be await. Then we'll have class collection. So class collections, then we'll define find. Okay, inside here we'll have a status. The status will be approved, and finally we'll convert it to array, and then we'll we'll define the length, so that we can just check the length. Okay, so here is a little mistake. So let me JWT. Okay, I think it's fine. Then we'll have to define painting classes. So const painting classes will have class collections, then the status will be painting, and everything is fine. So after then we'll have const Instructor, and that would be, yeah, wait, then we'll have users collection, then we'll define find, and we'll just check here, we'll have role. So curly braces, role will be Instructor, then we'll just define array, then we'll define dot length. So we can remove this wait. After this Instructor, we'll have total classes. So const total classes, that would be await, then we'll have class collections, then we'll define find, then we don't just filter it, and at the end we'll have to array, then we'll have length, something like this, and after then we'll have total enrolled. So that would be await, then we'll have enrolled collections, then we'll find to array, and something like this. And when everything is done, we'll create a variable, so that would be results, and here we will create an object. So as we have many things, so that would be create an object, and finally we'll just send it. So res dot send, then we'll send the results. So it's done, and after this we'll have so this routes is done. Now we can just create another route. So that is actually Instructor routes. We'd have to create another route, so that would be get all Instructor. Okay, so here we'll have app.get, then here we'll have Instructors async await, and here role will be user collections, here role will be Instructor, and we will convert it to array, and finally we'll set it. So after this we'll have app.get, then we'll have slash in role classes, then we'll have based on email. After then we'll have async await response, and inside here this is actually will check if anyone enrolled in a class. So that will be something like this. At first we'll have const email equal body, we'll just define this from params actually has dot body. After then we'll have query, so that would be query equal to user email. So after then we'll have to create another pipeline, so that would be pipeline, and we'll have equal, and objects, inside this objects will have to match, so that would be match. The match will be on this query, we'll try to match it. After then we'll have to define lookup, so the lookup will be $sign lookup, then here we'll have to define all of this stuff. So here we'll just define lookup from classes, and the local field will be classes id, then foreign field will be underscore id, and then we'll have classes. Okay, all of this stuff. After then we'll define another comma, and here we'll have something like this, we'll have unwind, then we'll have classes, something like this, and finally we'll have another lookup, we'll have from, we'll have all of these fields. So let me paste it here. So from will be, here will be users, then here will be classes dot Instructor email. So let me check Instructor email, then here we'll have present field, so that would be email. And yes, we will have instructor. Okay, and after this field actually we'll have projects. So let me define $sign projects. So here we'll have curly braces, then we'll have underscore id, so that would be 0. Instructor will be, class will be on, and instructor will be array image, so that would be something like this. And finally after this actually what we'll do, we'll define const result, so that would be await, and here enrolled collections, then we'll define aggregated, and we'll pass the pipeline, then we'll convert it to array. Okay, and finally res.send will send the results. Okay, after then we'll have to define a route for applied for instructor. So when someone hit this applied for instructor, we'll have to post a request, so that would be fab.post, and here we'll define as instructor will have async request response. Inside here what we will do, we'll define const data equal, we'll get request dot body. After then we'll define const result equal, we'll have await, then we'll have applied collections, then we will have insert one, and then we'll just define the data inside here, and finally we'll send it res.send. And after then we will have app.get, so this is who is users can apply it, so that will be applied instructors, so that would be something like this. And here we'll just define const, and we'll get it by email, so that's why we'll have colon email, we'll have email equal request dot params dot email. After then we'll define const result, and that would be await, then we'll call the applied collections, and here we'll have to define find one, and we'll pass the email as a parameter, so email will be email something like this. Okay, and then finally we'll have res.send, and we'll send the results. So we have almost done actually. I think almost done. Let me go above, and actually we have everything is done. And right now we'll have to create the users collection. When someone log in or register to your accounts, you have to create a routes for that, so that when someone create an account or just get an user, so to be an user, so we'll have to do something. So that's why we will create a routes for the users, new users, and other system. So okay, so for this actually we can do that here. So routes for users. Okay, so at the beginning we can create a new user, so that would be app.post, and here we'll have call new user, we'll have async request response. And if you understand, it's actually very simple. We'll have const new users will be get it on required.body, then we'll just insert one on the new users, and that would be will send. So this is done. It's actually we did it many times. Then what you have to do, we have to get the user, so that would be app.get will hit this users route, and here we'll have users, and that would be, will don't filter it, so that's why here actually users collections will don't pass anything, and we'll get the users. Okay, and we'll get by id, so that would be app.get, and here we'll get users by id. So this is the route, and inside this route I'm just doing a faster way, so that actually I already taking a lot of time, so that's why I am just doing it fast. I hope you understand the fundamentals. So require dot params dot id, then we'll have const query equal new object id, then we'll pass the query inside here, find on. So actually we'll have to define, we need to change it, so we'll just define find one, and inside this find one we'll pass the query. Okay, and then we'll just send the response, then we'll get user by email. So app.get, then get user slash user by email. Here we'll have async await. Let me do it again. App.get, then we'll have a route, so that would be user, then we'll have email, then we'll have async await, and that's why inside here we'll have const email params email, so we'll pass the email as a parameters, and finally we'll define this way. So and finally we'll have to delete an users, so that we will have to app.delete. So this is delete method, and here we'll just delete users by based on the delete user, and that would be async await. Simply we'll just delete by id, so here we'll have a id, then we'll define const id will receive from the params, then will be a query, so const query will be underscore id equal id, and then we'll have to delete one, and finally we'll have to define the results, and lastly we'll have an app dot put method. So app dot put method, so that would be update users by this way, and finally we'll have something like this. So it's actually update route, and at first we'll just receive const id will be request dot params dot id, then we'll get const updated user equal, we'll get it on request dot body. After then we'll define const filter equal, we can just filter based on underscore id object id, then we'll define options, that would be absolute true, then we'll have const updated doc, so that would be, and inside this doc we'll have a setter functions. So setter methods, here we'll have name equal updated users dot name, we will have email value, then we'll have role updated users role, then we'll have, actually it will be option. After then we'll have address. You can see actually when we are just checking the demo data, so where is actually user data, so here that would be address, that would be updated users address, then we'll have let me check, we can have about, actually about, so that would be about, then we have phone number, photo url, so here maybe we can keep the user's photo url. Did we store, so this is actually photo url, then here updated user photo URL, and finally we can just have skills and updated users skill if you have any skills, otherwise we'll define it's null. Okay, I think it's okay. So finally, after having this, what you will do, const result, that would be equal await, then we'll call users collection, then we will define update one, and then we will have to pass the filter, then update docs, then options, and finally we'll send it. Okay, so all of these done, and now we will have to define JW token authentications, and actually we will have to add admin verifications and instructor verifications. Okay, so right now we'll implement JWT token authentication, so that's why JWT, so JSON web token. So we'll go to jwt.io, and here you can see let me go to libraries, and here you can see many libraries is there. Let me choose the node. So where is node? You can just search by this Node.js. Okay, this is actually Node.js. You can choose any of this, or you can simply search this way. Actually, you can simply search JWT token, and then you can just explore these npm packages, and here you can simply get the code. We'll copy this, and then we'll open the terminal, and again we'll paste it here, install it, and then how you can use it, you can see you have to create a, you have to require it. So at the beginning we will require it, so let me require it. So how you can do it at the beginning here actually, or here you can just define const JWT, then we will just require, and here that would be, let me check, JSON web token. Okay, so that is fine. So if you have, then we'll write a verify code. So here we can just, after this we can just define, so verify tokens or set tokens, set token or something, and here we'll define a variable, so that would be verify JWT. Okay, but before that let me set up, actually we will have to set up JWT token first. So at first you have to generate a token this way, or you can just generate, you can choose any of these actually. Okay, let me generate a token first. So to generate a token, firstly we will have to generate a token, then we can just verify it. So how we can just generate a token, here you can see we are writing all the users route, and here we'll define a post request, we'll request post, and here we'll define something like, we'll define when we hit this URL, so that would be set token. At first you have to generate a token, so that's why it's the route set token, and that would be async request response. And here what you have to, will have to define const user equal require dot body, then we'll have to generate a token. So here's the process is that you can see JWT dot sign, that means you will use this format actually. So let me use this format. Okay, we can just define it's a token, and here we'll have to paste it. And instead of all of these way, we can simply do this way. Actually, at first we'll define the user, and then we'll have to define a access token. So we'll have to define a access token. So how you can just generate access token? So for this you can just generate a token. So the way is, let me node random bits. You can search crypto random bits, and you can use these. Actually require crypto random bits, and if you run on the terminal, firstly you have to command node, then you can just do this, then you will get a unique token. So this is actually secret, and you can define a secret here. At the end you can just define access acc access secret. So that would be something like this. We'll paste the code here, and we can just copy this, and here whenever we're using here, we can just define the secret will be process dot env dot access token, and then we can add the expirations when the token will expire. If you check here, the this actually sets the algorithm, and here if you check, the backend JWT token expire after 30 seconds. So that will be the process. You can use this actually simply by this way. Here you can just define a method, so that would be expires in, and here you can just define the token will expire after 24 hours. Okay, after 1 day the token will be expired, and simply finally we'll define res dot send, and finally we'll pass this token. Okay, so let's check if it's working when someone hit this API. So let's try to do it. Here create a new API. The first one will be localhost 5000, then this route API set token, and we'll do a post request, and inside this body we can just pass some users data. So for example, we can just pass a username, and that would be, maybe the username will be Mamun, and maybe we can pass another information, so that would be maybe age or something like this. You don't need you don't pass any sensitive information like password here, because it's extractable, and age will be 25 or something like. Okay, so if you just hit this route, then it will generate a token for you. So let's hit, then you can see here token is generated, and you can check this token. If you copy this and go to the JWT token, so let me go to the website JWT token. So this is token, this is official websites, and here if you want to decode, if you paste your code here, you can see this is name, this is the information that we just sent from the body. If we send any information here, you can see this is actually the thing. We will get the username, age, and others informations from here. And I say you don't need to define any information, secret informations here actually. So it's very important. I would request you don't to set any sensitive information there. Okay, so we have generated a token. So now we can just move to the first one. We'll verify the token. So that's why the verify token. Okay, so how you can just verify token? If you have a token, you must have to verify the token. So that's why we'll define const verify JWT, and here we'll have the three things. We'll have a arrow functions. Let me do it, and inside here we'll have first request, then response, then next. So how to verify? Actually, to verify this, let me check. If you scroll a little bit, then here you can see we will have to define dot sign method actually. So this is actually the way to verify. You can see verify actually using token. So here is the process. Let me define it. So at the beginning, we'll check const authorization, and here we'll get the authorization from the header. When you send these actually token from here, it's actually stored on the headers, so that's why we'll get it from require dot headers dot authorizations. After then we'll have check if the authorizations token is not there. What you have to do, you have to define, you have to return a status. So the status code will be 401, and then we'll send error. The error is the error will be, let me just do this. Here inside this we can just define a message. The message will be invalid authentications, okay, something like this, or unauthorized token. You can just define any of these invalid authentications, okay. So after then we'll define const, we'll just get the token. The token will have to do authorization. This authorization we'll check, we'll have to split it, so that's why split. Actually bearer tokens come with a bearer key, so that's why we'll have to split it first. Split it, and here we'll split based on you can see actually here. So this is actually, if you go headers authorizations and check, maybe we'll just do that a little bit later, but for now let me define a space here, and after then we'll start the index number 1. I will show you a little bit later, wait a minute, and then we'll have to verify it. So that's why JWT dot verify, and here we'll pass, at the beginning we'll pass the token, then we'll pass the secret, so that would be process dot env dot access secret. Then here we'll pass a function, so here that would be anonymous functions, and here we'll get an error and a decode. You can just check that from here actually. Look, you will get a payload that is decoded. Actually we're following this error decoded. We'll have this decoded, and if you get this decoded, you can check if any error happens. You can just define a return a status. Similar status is here. The code is will be 403, and here we'll define forbidden access. If the token is expired or something like, we can just define forbidden access. I'm just showing you actually the thing, wait a minute, and then otherwise we'll decode it, and finally we'll call the next. Okay, so how it's actually working, for example, right now here this is an API. For example, if you just hit this classes and get the post request and send the token, you can see you are getting all the results. But what if you apply this JWT token on this here, actually what is the classes route? Okay, so this is actually classes route, and inside here we'll define the JWT verifications here. And if you do this right now, if you try to go to the classes section, so localhost, here we'll go try to get classes, then you can see invalid tokens. Anyone cannot access this without the token. So you can see right the results. So if you also try to check it, you can see unauthorized token. That means without token anyone cannot be accessed. Okay, how this will work? So here we can generate a token. Let me generate a token here, and we'll have to keep this token here. We will have to keep this token on the authorizations. Here we'll choose bearer token, and we'll pass this token here. If you do this and now hit, then you can see you are getting all the results here. Without this token actually you cannot access the route. So that's why it's one step security. So you can do use it. And let me, we don't use it actually here, we'll use others places, but where we can just use it, we can just define it on another place. So actually we can use it on users blog. So here is an user email, and we can apply this token here. And another thing, we can just apply it from here, and we will have others option, but right now it's okay. And now we'll do another middleware so that we can just work with. So we'll create some middlewares here so that we can verify either admin is try to delete users who are just a instructor is there. So we'll create two middleware here, middleware for admin and instructor. Only instructor can post the course and admin can approve, so that's why we need two middleware. So let's generate this two middleware for now, and that will be the complete thing. When we have done, we can just use that middleware and everything will be complete. Our server will be ready for it. Okay, so for now, const will have, at the beginning we'll have verify admin, and here we'll have the same thing. So in middleware actually we'll pass three value. First one will be request, then will be response, then will be next. So keep remember that when you are just defining a middleware, you will have to pass three things here. Okay, so at the beginning what we will do, we'll define const email, and that would be, we'll get it from the require, we'll decode it. So decoded email. Then we'll have const query. The query will be email equal email. Then we'll have user, and we'll define here with. Then we'll have users collections. Then we'll just find one. Then we'll pass the query here. So we'll actually search a user based on this, and here we'll have to define async. So we'll search a user first, then we'll try to match the role actually. So that's why we'll try to match. Firstly we'll just get an user, then we'll try to match user dot role, and we'll check if the role is admin. Then we'll define, we'll call the next inside here. Otherwise we'll define else. So here else will be, we'll just return a status that would be 401, and we'll define forbidden. Okay, so that's it, and this middleware is there. And then we'll define another middleware. So the middleware is for const verify instructor, the same thing. And inside here we'll do the same thing. First we'll just try to const email, decoded email, then actually we'll require the email we'll find on the users collections. Then we'll check if the role is instructor, then we'll just call the next, otherwise we'll define unauthorized access. Unauthorized access, and actually the meaningful thing is that you can just define unauthorized access. So everything is fine, and now we'll have to use, so for example, the users only, here we use this actually. On users we have use here, where we'll actually use, we can use for example only updated. Here we can use a middleware. So at first we will verify JWT, so verify token to delete an users, and only admin can use, admin can just delete users, so that's why we'll call verify admin. And then, sorry, we are actually using on the post, we don't need to do that, we will do inside it only. Here actually, to delete an user, at first you have to verify token, then you have to verify if you are an admin, so that would be verify admin. So the first one is this one. Then here we use JWT token, then we'll go to update users based on ID. Here we'll have to define, at first we'll define verify JWT token, then we'll define verify admin. Okay, then on the new classes we don't have to, okay, only who can create new classes, actually the person, only instructor can create new users, so that new classes, so that's why we'll call verify instructor. Actually look, using this method we actually post a new class, the class will post, the instructor will post a class, so that's why we'll check the instructor verifications. After then we'll have class emails, so only class emails will be get by verify JWT token and verify instructor. It's very simple actually. Then manage classes don't require change status, who can actually change the uh, class status, so at first admin only can change, so that's why verify admin, so the route will be verify admin. And then who can approved classes, who can see actually approved classes, anyone can see approved classes. Then we'll have updated classes, and here we'll use verify JWT, and then we'll have to use verify instructor can update a class. Then who can add to cart, actually registered user, so that's why verify JWT token here. Then who can just see the items, cart items, so only verify user, so that's why JWT token here. After then who can check the email, verify users can check the email. Who can delete a cart item, so this is cart item, only verified users, so we'll define verify users here. And who can do payment informations, so that would be obviously verify JWT tokens. Who can check the admin's stats, so only admin can check the admin stats, so that's why here we'll have verify JWT, then we'll have verify admin. And then instructor we don't need to use here, we'll have enrolled instructor, here we can just verify sorry, actually enrolled course, so here we can just check a verifications, so that would be verify JWT. And then we'll have as instructor, we don't need to check. Okay, I think everything is fine. We have already done this, so that is our actual database with JWT token authentication.